Mi avete detto più volte di andare a zappare la terra e così eccovi accontentati. Siamo in un campo di rose, ma se devo faticare le cose vanno fatte bene. Ma a te!
Ma guarda a te cosa mi tocca fare. Benvenuti o bentornati su Profumi di Nicchia e benvenuti alla seconda puntata in esterna che giriamo. Oggi siamo qui a fare un'esperienza per me fantastica, spero anche per Gabri, e soprattutto a tornare a fare quello che siamo veramente capaci di fare, ossia zappare la terra.
Esatto.
Visto che siamo
Cosa
braccia
che ci riesce
rubate
benissimo.
all'agricoltura, oggi vi portiamo con noi in questo viaggio dal campo all'olio. Sarete con noi nella raccolta delle rose, dopo avremo anche una spiegazione di Georges Maubert, che è uno degli eredi di Robert, leader indiscusso di oli essenziali naturali di questo settore. Questo è un campo ad uso esclusivo di Robert. Andremo a raccogliere la rosa, vi sveleremo qualche segreto proprio nel come va raccolta. Poi dopo, con i fiori che abbiamo preso, andremo alla fabbrica, distilleremo l'olio e poi vedremo la magia che questi piccoli fiori possono regalare nei nostri meravigliosi profumi.
Premetto, è zoppo, quindi
Molto zoppo.
sarà faticosa.
Perché appunto l'unica volta che dobbiamo fare un video in cui io cammino mi sono spaccato tutto.
Andiamo, taccati.
Andiamo. Ah, porca.
Because in this way you are basically don't ruin the plant.
Exactly, you need to remove that. Tomorrow they will be open. Maybe at the end of the day. That's what is magic with rose, that every day all the field will be rose again and again and again for 1 month. We call it rose de May because it's only harvested in the month of May. But for example, jasmine, it's during for something like 4 or 5 months. It's not a lot of person want to harvest it because it's very, it's very small flower, and all the plants are very low. So you take all the day like that to pick up the flower. So it's very laborious.
E comunque quest'anno siamo un po' sfortunati perché il clima non è stato dei migliori, ci hanno detto. Un po' come col vino, va dannate.
Yesterday they only make 70 kilo, and normally it's 150 kilo by day, something like that.
Because of the weather,
Because of the weather.
Su un profumo incredibile, ma forte. Forte. L'hai sentita te?
Sì.
La base.
Un ricco bottino.
Zoppi ma decisi, zoppi ma decisi. Twistare. Tra l'altro sono super diverse. Sono super diverse. Com'era? Era diversa?
Era un po' più menata, cioè leggermente più speziata.
Un po' più menata mi piace come descrizione.
Più spezzettine, bello. Ma ce ne sono alcune. Sì, quelle più chiuse sì, sono più menatine.
Sono centrali.
Inizia a pesare.
con l'insettino, che tra l'altro è totalmente diversa da quella di prima, cioè questa è meno mielata, meno verde, ha quasi un sentore di frutta, ognuna è diversa. Devi conquistartela. Vieni a vedertela. Lei è bianca.
Qua c'è più sudore dietro. Io gli ho rovinato mezzo campo, gli ho rovinato sti poverati.
In un secondo lei a prendere quello che noi prendiamo in 20 minuti.
Dopo le fatiche nei campi di questa mattina e la gita in quella che rimane oggi l'unica distilleria in Grasse targata Robertet, siamo qui a casa di Georges Maubert, quinto erede della famiglia Robertet, e cercheremo di farci spiegare che cosa abbiamo fatto oggi nei campi, quindi da come abbiamo raccolto la rosa, da come il prodotto è stato distillato e poi come questo prodotto viene utilizzato. Gabri, parti tu, dai. Cosa vorresti sapere?
Ciò che mi ha affascinato come prima cosa a livello di tutta quella che è stata l'esperienza è in primis quella che è la tradizione legata alla famiglia Robertet. Difatti ci raccontava che oltre questa famiglia che va avanti da secoli è una tradizione radicata sia nelle materie prime sia nella lavorazione di esse, ed è una cosa molto inusuale ad oggi trovare questo tipo di familiarità anche a livello di tutti i processi creativi e non solo creativi, proprio di lavorazione vere e proprie. Volevo che Georges raccontasse un po' anche questa cosa come ha fatto noi stamattina, ecco, perché è molto interessante ed è inusuale soprattutto.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you. And now this morning is very special because we are very lucky about the weather first. It's rare to have that kind of sunny day in Grasse because we are in the middle of between mountain and the sea, so it's very often cloudy. And that's why what is special here in Grasse, there is a microclimate. That's why it's the world capital of fragrance. A lot of raw material are growing well here, and yes, this morning was amazing to see rose centifolia.
Even if it wasn't like the best year
No,
ever.
this year this average is not on this maximum, and but I think it's because of the weather. We have, as we told before, yes, it's exactly like one, and as I told you, it's people sometimes don't understand that formula change. It's depending of the quality of the raw material, of the weather, and on many other parts. That's why sometimes the fragrance change a little bit, but that's what is magical about fragrance for me. So yes, this morning in the rose field, it was amazing to see all the rose.
For us was amazing. For
Yeah.
you were born in that field.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. I grew up in Grasse, so of course I'm very sensitive to all the local flower. So of course the rose centifolia, the jasmine grandiflorum, which is for me also exceptional flower that we have just here in my garden, but also tuberose, that is beautiful flower. Mimosa in February, that is in the February. All the mountain in front is yellow.
Yellow.
You
all
see
the
this
mountains
mountain?
there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You have a very strong link with the people you work with. And
Exactly.
how old is you are working with the farmer of the fields we have been today?
So in the field today is very special. We have a partnership with this owner since a generation. We used to work with his father and his grandfather. We own this field in Grasse, so it's like Robertet. It's a family story. For me, it's very important also to keep that and to transmit also from generation and to preserve also the raw material. For example, you take the sandalwood in India, that's now completely disappear because we take too much of this raw material by not taking care about replanting or yes. So now it's
maintaining the field, like considering that the field is alive and you have to respect it.
And yes, and protecting it for next generation. It's something very important.
Most of the fields in Grasse are reserved for fashion companies, while that one you keep working with the farmers. So maybe this bond with them is also fundamental and is a reason why you keep
of course, and also there is an olfactive interest also. This raw material, the raw centifolia from Grasse is not the same that the raw centifolia from Bulgaria. First of all, is to offer the best quality to our client, and to have and Marie Jeanne have access to this quality, and of course we use this rose in the fragrance we presented you before.
Let's follow our path because after we get the roses, how much roses can you get from that field?
So a good year, I think it's around 5 tons.
5 tons, okay.
Of rose. Good year, 5 tons. Bad year, 3 tons, and the middle year, 4 tons. I think something like that.
So more or less like 3 kilo per year.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, 3 kilo of absolute. Something like that.
Dopo aver raccolto tutte queste rose, appunto, perché diciamo solo 3-4 kg, anche meno di 4 kg? Perché siamo andati effettivamente nella fabbrica, siamo andati a vedere una fabbrica 1850, tra l'altro con la facciata fatta dal signor Eiffel, proprio non propriamente l'ultimo arrivato, e abbiamo avuto modo di vedere come questi petali vengono lavorati. Dal momento in cui arrivano in fabbrica, il tipo di processo che viene fatto per creare un'assoluta. Piccola parentesi, assoluta, quindi estrazione con solventi volatili. Can you tell a bit more about this process, because it's something I've read many times about, but today is the first time I've seen it. It's like you keep the roses in the factory and then...
What is interesting here, as I told you before, what is unique about Grasse first is that in the same area, in 1 kilometer, you have the field, the factory where we extract product, and also all the manufacturers that we fulfill the final product. So that's something very unique in Grasse. You have been able to follow the rose from the field after to the factory not far. And the process, so for the process of the rose, we make extraction of it. So we fulfilled one extractor. Inside you can put approximately 100 kilo of rose. During the process there is between 3 and 4 wash with ether. After this wash we also boiled the rose and we obtain a concrete. And after that, as you see, we go in the second part of the factory, and in this part, of course, with the concrete, we are going to filter it with alcohol. The next step, it's this space you like, you don't want to move from this space.
When you separate the solvent from the oil.
Exactly, and that's the last step, and to obtain an absolute. So it's quite a long process. So normally we do the first step to obtain the concrete. After we can stock the concrete and extract it, the final to obtain the absolute later. But also we can do it if we need to have absolute. We can do it quite quickly.
Qua abbiamo la parte di macchina che recupera il solvente e qua infine abbiamo il nostro olio, la nostra assoluta, che piano piano arriverà.
In that factory is probably the only factory in Grasse, is the only factory in Grasse, but probably the only factory in the world to still doing the enfleurage, which is one of the most ancient
yes, we are one of the only one to still make enfleurage in Grasse for the rose and the tuberose. So yes, it's something very, very special. But I think maybe some others are doing that, but it's very, very, very few, and it's very precious extract we made with that by using. I told you we use vegetal wax, not animal wax, of course. And yes, it's important for us. But yes.
Mi ricollego a quello che è il discorso della rosa, quindi siamo in una terra che comunque è legata alle tradizioni. Robertet queste tradizioni le racconta bene. La cosa che mi ha colpito delle ultime fragranze presentate è proprio la modernità con cui la rosa è stata trattata in una veste totalmente diversa.
Secondo me c'è anche tanto di Georges qua dentro, ecco.
Sì, per quello. Infatti la domanda che volevo fare a Georges è relativa al perché e come siamo arrivati a Rosciso, come mai abbiamo attinto da una cultura lontanissima a quella che è Grasse.
So yes, Roshizo is very, very special. This project starts from the fact that I'm quite also passionate about the Japanese culture, and
We saw from your garden.
yes. That's why this garden and all this passion was transmitted by my father. Yes, here in Grasse we have a Japanese garden with a big torii, red torii, that you just saw before. And the idea was to make a fragrance which link Grasse to Japan. And of course, rose is the most emblematic flower of Grasse. It's a classic flower from the perfumery. So I really like to use this flower, and so the link was to use the rose centifolia from Grasse to represent Grasse. I choose to select shiso leaf essential oil from Japan. To bring modernity to classic accord of rose, and this fragrance is very interesting because it's a little bit it's a fresh rose with green, minty notes, and a little bit spicy. So yes, it's very original one, and people are not used, I think, to smell shiso essential oil.
I wasn't.
It's the same, yeah.
Me neither.
I have it just here. I have to smell it again, but it's very interesting essential oil. It's very, very small production also, quite expensive essential oil because you need a lot of shiso leaf to make essential oil of it, and that's why.
Personalmente poi apprezzo molto il fatto che da grande amante, da produttore innanzitutto di materie prime, l'obiettivo non è andare a camuffarle con una fragranza, ma è proprio andarle a esaltare, quindi formule corte, pochi ingredienti, ben dosati. L'abbiamo sentito prima con vivere Santal, proprio l'evoluzione dalla freschezza alla parte più cremosa, un po' più dark, e anche il Roshizo è una voce un po' fuori dal coro, da quello che è la canonica profumeria francese. Secondo te è qualcosa che avrà ancora un futuro, ha bisogno di essere rinnovata, di avere così tanta storia a Grasse? Quanto influenza la costruzione di nuove fragranze e quanto è importante innovare rimanendo consapevoli di quello che è la storia e il passato?
At Marie Jeanne, I try to keep the best from the past. Of course, with the classic formula, in the heritage line you have that. So it's inspired by people from my family. So you have Léon, which is a fragrance for children, inspired by my nephew. It's a good example. It's inspired by my grandmother fragrance. So it's very classic note with iris and galbanum. Okay. And we try to modernize it with tomato leaf accord, with verbena. That's bring a lot of modernity to this fragrance. So the idea about Marie Jeanne is always that, to focus, of course, by selecting the best raw material that you can find in the raw material line. What is important is we want to retranscribe the real smell of the raw material. Okay. So as you say, we have very, very short formula and focus on the best quality of the raw material. In vetiver Santal, you have Santal from New Caledonia, Santal from India, organic Santal from Nepal, which is very milky and very interesting. And in all our fragrance, of course, natural have a big part in the composition. And also heritage, as we discussed before, it's also very important for me. In the heritage line, I take inspiration with my family member. I start from a very classic formula, and I try to modernize it with new essential oil or more modern essential oil. Like for Adele, for example, we start from a classic accord with iris and galbanum, so very green and a little bit powdery. And we add to it verbena and tomato leaf accords that bring a lot of modernity and freshness to this fragrance. That's the idea. We want to keep the past and of course the ancestral formula, and also give to them a new souffle. I don't know how you say in English. So yes, it's all about heritage, raw material, and family, of course.
Family,
yes,
of course.
Yes.
Ti volevo chiedere invece un discorso che non abbiamo ancora affrontato, che è quello del packaging, quindi minimalismo che si ritrova anche un po' in quello che è il packaging.
Yes. So something very important for me. So as you see in the laboratory this morning, you see all the bottles are exactly the same shape as this one. So because it's the same manufacturer, in all the composition house, you will find this bottle, so this green bottle, so it's green to protect it from UV. And also, it's the same manufacturer in France named Bros, it's a very classic one, which are producing it for all the composition house and where we stock essential oil. So exactly the same shape, so that's why we choose this bottle, because it's where we stock essential oil and absolutes. And besides that, yes, of course, we are using wooden box, and we don't have blister. We don't the product. Yes, the product is coming like that, and of course, it's to remind that the brand is very raw and linked to raw material, and that's something very important.
Stamattina abbiamo affrontato il discorso ricollegandomi a quelle che sono le raw materials, quindi le materie prime. Qual è la tua preferita? Se ne devi scegliere una.
Una is difficult. Many of them are very interesting, and but if I need to choose one, I will say iris butter, because iris butter is very complex and complete. Inside this accord, you have a lot of interesting facets. It's powdery, floral, woody, a little bit of metallic for me. It's very unique, and as I think I told you this morning that for me, when I grew up and I was young and I was working in the factory, I saw all the people taking very care about this iris butter. Place is the iris butter in big safe. So for me, it was always the gold of the fragrance, the gold of the raw material. So I was obsessed by that. But it's not only for that, of course, it's very, very interesting to use it. That's why Iris Pallida, this fragrance, is very unique. In this fragrance, you have a very high amount of iris butter, also iris absolute, and the idea was to retranscribe, to be very close to the smell of the iris butter.
I don't know if I'm right, but you perceive immediately the quality of the iris because as this linearity doesn't have that powdery notes that is 100% chemical, is uplifting, is a bit green. You say metallic, I will say green.
Yes, or I will say gras,
fat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I told you there is many facets, that's why it's very interesting, and it's only the iris is a full fragrance for me. But just before, yes, you say normally when you heard iris in a fragrance, it's often very powdery, and we only know this side of the iris, But for me, all the other sides are very interesting, and we are used to smell it with violet, with the classic accord. And here the idea was also to have a very modern fragrance with iris, and tell to people that it's modern and it's not only for a grandmother fragrance.
The fact that the fragrance doesn't have that powdery notes is due to the fact that you know very well the raw material.
Yeah, we select the best quality. I've been in Turkey to visit iris field and to see all the process. It's a very, very long process. That's why iris butter is very expensive. 3 years to harvest it, the rhizome to grow. After we cut it, and we need to dry it, clean it, and after we crush it, and we can extract it. So it's a very long process, yes.
I was discussing with an artistic director, and she said, how many colors do we have? 3 colors, 3 primary colors. How many notes do you have in music? She said 10, I would say 7, but maybe 10 is more correct. And she compared how many paintings do you have, how many songs do we have, and then she said, okay, how many ingredients do we have in perfumery, considering natural and synthetic ones? And she said, we have, I don't know, few thousand perfumes. So how big is the landscape that you can explore when you work on a fragrance?
It's evolving a lot, Each week we discover a new raw material, or we try to extract a new raw material, have a new process of extraction that allowed us to make a different extraction. Every day we have perfumers have new tools to create new formula. That's what is magical. I'm not very involved in synthetic part, but for natural part, I don't know, now at Robertet you can find, maybe 7,000 raw material, something like that, I think. Yeah.
7,000?
Yeah.
So with 7,000 you should do like 15 billions of perfumes just to combine them.
Yeah, there is infinity of possibility to create beautiful fragrance, and that's why it is magical to don't stop the creativity. So with this new ingredient and new process, we are able to be original and present new fragrance to customer, and that's the goal when I create Marie Jeanne is to be original and to make real niche. You know, I don't want my product to be everywhere. I'm very selective with the distribution. We have a production limit production, of course, of the fragrance, and that's the idea, to keep niche and to be creative and to propose a unique product to our customers.
And I think you're probably the best in the world to do this.
Thank you.
Considering that.
I'm not sure I'm the best, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah, but considering that your company is still probably the only one in the industry that is still a familiar base that compared to the other big composition houses.
No, and family is very important, as I told you. And my brother is working at Roberto also. He's in charge of the raw material division. So yes, it's very, very interesting to present him also my fragrance and to share our knowledge at our generation. But also you meet my father just before.
Yeah.
And yes, he also give me a lot of advice about my fragrance, so it's interesting. And I have also a very creative part that brings some originality to the brand.
Giorgia ha una figlia che fa un anno fra poco, so she has already a job in the company.
Maybe now she need to work.
Okay.
So, no, it's not like that.
Right. Nothing is taken for granted.
Yes, and something special is coming for Elisa soon.
Yeah, we smell it in advance, and
yeah. So a specific fragrance for heritage line.
I personally like it a lot. So.
Okay, cool.
Gabri, you wanna finish?
Sì, abbiamo parlato di Marie Jeanne, ma non abbiamo chiesto il perché del nome dietro Marie Jeanne.
Yes, very important. Yes. So the name of Marie Jeanne is Marie Jeanne. Yes, Marie Jeanne was my grandmother. Mm-hmm. So I decided to name the brand Marie Jeanne because she was very involved in the city of Grasse, and I have a very specific relation with her, and that start like that. Yes, the idea of to name the brand Marie Jeanne. Yes.
Okay.
Abbiamo risolto anche questo mistero. Lord, thank you very much
thank
for
you so much.
hosting
it's a
us.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you for make us work in your fields. And if you need other strong, maybe not mine, but strong hands to keep the flowers, we are ready. We can come back.
I saw you are very motivated in the factory.
Even if I cannot walk, my hands are working a lot.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, yes. It was nice to meet you, and a pleasure to have you here in Grasse.
We wait for you in Milano as soon as you can.
With pleasure. I will come soon.
Okay. Ciao. Buona serata.